Okay, so I just bought this 1979 Honda Civic 1200. Hasn't ran in about 20 years. It's pretty rough. I'm about to pressure wash the engine. I did clean the outside of it the other day a little bit. It's got some rust, but just gonna try to make a driver out of it. I think it was in some bushes, so we have some rust on the side and also up top, but I'm planning on just sealing that up. Engine looks to be complete. Definitely gonna need a carburetor clean. I think I might take the bumpers off, make it look a little bit more sleek. It's got the 4-speed. That's my other Honda, but it's a Honda-matic, so I always wanted a 4-speed. 5-speed would have been cooler, but so I'm gonna get this all cleaned out. Doesn't look too bad inside. Okay, so now you can see the engine a lot better. We're just gonna start pulling stuff around it off and then get to the motor mounts and then pull the engine. So we're gonna pressure wash this engine bay, get it cleaned up so that we can get it painted. There's just a lot of dirt and grease down here, so we're gonna try to clean some of this out and toss some paint on it and then get the engine back in. Okay, so we got everything cleaned up, power washed it, wiped it down, got everything masked off. So we're gonna start painting. This is gonna be just a little before video. So here we go. Okay, this is about the halfway point. This is just one coat. You can see a little bit of this hasn't been done over here. This has been just one coat, so we're gonna keep it going. Get this thing finished up. Okay, I just finished up. Super happy with how it turned out. This is the spray paint I used. Gloss black, 75-79. So, I think it turned out super good. Okay, we're gonna test out this engine. It came with the car, and the other engine seized up, so we're just gonna see how this one is. It's not seized, so that's a good start. And I put new oil in it, new filter, and so we're just gonna crank it over a little bit, see how it sounds, and then we're gonna do a compression test. Okay, this is number 2 spark plug. That's good. 160, 155 maybe. Okay, this is my engine that's going in my 79 Honda Civic 1200. I did lots of work to this engine. I put new output shaft seals on the transmission, polished the valve cover, cleaned up the intake and exhaust manifolds. On this exhaust manifold, I got rid of the emissions tubes and I plugged them off. We have a new timing belt, cleaned up this whole cover, new oil filter, changed all the fluids in it. We're gonna be putting a Weber 3236 on this, so hopefully gives it a little bit better performance. That's the engine that I took out of the car. It's 1200 and it's seized up, so possibly might try to rebuild that at a different point, but we're gonna hope that this engine runs good. It was just an extra one that I had laying around, so we're gonna drag it down to the car and get it put in. Sorry, you don't get a new engine. Okay, so I got this engine bay nice and painted. I washed it down, spray painted it, so it turned out pretty nice. So what we're gonna do is jack up the car, and we're gonna put the engine underneath and then hopefully drop the car down on the engine We're gonna use a couple jacks, jack it up, hopefully nothing happens. We gotta get roughly about that high to get the engine underneath. So we're gonna see if we can get this jacked up without anybody dying. So you don't have to get this part done because this is gonna take some footage. Okay, we got the engine down. Got the car jacked up pretty good. So I got new bushings on this. This one looked fine. And then we also got a new motor mount right here. So I'm gonna get those tightened down, then we're gonna get this engine in. Okay, quick little update. Got the engine under the car. Wasn't very easy. I highly suggest not doing it this way and just getting an engine hoist to get this in, but we're sort of lined up. We're gonna drop the car down a little bit. Hopefully the motor mounts line up, and then we're gonna try to start getting it put in. Okay, just got the engine in finally. Man, it's like 100 out. This is probably not the best time to be doing this, but got it in. Got this dog bone in and got the motor mount in. We just got to get the support in the middle tossed on, and then should be good. Okay, so yesterday we got the engine back into the 79 Civic, and today we're gonna get some of these parts put back in. We have the front swing arm and the center beam that goes kind of holds the engine in place. New CV axle boots, both of them were cracked, so got those with some new grease and everything. Got the exhaust bracket, and so all of this got cleaned up, painted. Hopefully it will last a little bit longer now. And so we're just gonna get this in today and get one step closer. Remember, the shorter CV axle goes on the passenger side. You don't want to tighten that down too much yet. So I kind of forgot to stick there's supposed to be like a motor mount that goes right down here, up, and kind of goes in between here to kind of hold the engine from going, I don't know, it's just another support. Kind of forgot to put that in, so I'm gonna take this off, stick my mount in. I just got it painted. I left it on the other engine because I took this off and then just kept it on the other engine, so. So this is the new piece. Just gonna stick it down here. So yesterday I was trying to get the fuel pump to work, test it out, see if it's working, and I was cranking it over, no fuel was coming out. So today we're gonna pull the fuel pump off, test it on the bench, and see if it's the problem or if maybe we have a clogged fuel line or something. I blew out the lines, cleaned the tank, so that shouldn't be an issue. I think it's just a bad pump, but we're gonna take it off and see. Okay, get these lines popped off. Okay, so I'm gonna go over and test the fuel pump, and we'll see if it works. Okay, so we're just gonna stick the line down in the gas and then just start pushing, and it should start sucking it up. Okay, yeah, this is working. Okay, so we're gonna try to get some fuel to get up from the tank all the way up to the fuel pump. We know the fuel pump's good. We just, by cranking the engine, we can't get fuel to come all the way up. So we're gonna put a little bit of fuel down the carb and start it up. Hopefully that's able to get a little fuel coming up, and then we have the hose that usually goes to the carb, and it's going down into the pan. So we're gonna do that, see how the fuel looks, clean out those lines a little bit, and then we can hook it up to the carb. Hey, there we go. We got fuel finally. Next up, we're gonna get this radiator put in. Just got this freshly cleaned and painted radiator back in. All new hose clamps, got all the hoses hooked up, one up top, one down below, and then it's just 4 bolts that hold it on, so pretty easy. You don't want to forget the ground cable. It goes in between so it touches the frame. And yeah, that was pretty simple. We also put a new thermostat in, got that sealed up, so. Okay, I think I fixed the leaks. We're gonna see what happens when we fill this back up, but there was, I forgot to hook up the I forgot to hook up a line in the back of the intake manifold, so I think we're good now. But we're probably gonna have a leak somewhere. Okay, I gotta open up that bleed valve a little bit. This thing was kind of stuck the other day when I was trying to do this, so hopefully it doesn't snap off. Water coolant should be coming out of that. There it comes. See the water coming out? So that will let out any air in the system. Tighten that back up. And we're good to go. I'm gonna put a little bit more coolant in and then should be good to start it up. Here we go. This is what everybody's been waiting for. Will it run? $10mm. Just gonna loosen this up a little bit. See what happens. Well, guess that was a successful first start. Sure sputtering and stuff. Okay guys, so welcome back. So last time we tried to start this, it did start for a second. The timing is definitely way off. So we're gonna try to adjust that. We lost spark at the end, so we gotta figure out why the spark went away. The blow-by was coming out from the valve cover breather tube, and so I put mystery oil down the cylinders and let that soak for about 2 weeks, just to hopefully free up those rings a little bit, and possibly once it runs a little bit, that blow-by will go away, hopefully. So we're gonna start out by taking the spark plugs out, turning it over, getting some of that fluid out, and then we will try to get spark on it, and then we will see if we can get it started up. Okay, I think I'm gonna pull this distributor off. I have new points and condenser for it, so I think I'm just gonna put that in. And I'm pretty sure that that's gotta be the issue, because I tested a good coil on it, still was having problems with getting no spark, and that's a brand new resistor, so I don't think that could possibly be a problem, but I don't think it is. So we're just gonna pull this distributor out, and geez, there's a lot of mosquitoes out. Cleaned up. New condenser. You can see that's not even on there good, so hopefully this is our issue. I'll get this cleaned up and new stuff put on. So after inspecting it a little bit more closely, I noticed that this wire is kind of still intact, but it's definitely kind of got worn right there, so might replace this wire. Yeah, it's just pretty dirty, so we're just gonna get into it, try to get it cleaned up. Rotary looks fine. New condenser. Got these parts from Rock Auto. They have a pretty good selection of Civic parts. New points. So let's get these out. Okay, there we go. You can see a lot of dirt and stuff in there. I might just take some brake clean, get that cleaned out, and we will get these new parts in. Little comparison. Looks to be the exact same. Yep, looks good. So I'll get this stuff cleaned up, get it put back together, and I'll bring you guys back. Just finished up with this. Turned out really good. Got the new condenser, new points, got everything cleaned up in there, fixed a couple of the wires that were split. So I'm hoping this was the problem. We had kind of weak spark at the beginning. It was kind of inconsistent on when it was sparking, so that possibly might have been the condenser, I'm hoping. Points don't look too bad, but you never know. So hopefully we fixed the problem and we have spark now. So I'm gonna go get this back on, get everything timed properly, and then we will try to start it up. gonna try to get this engine timed today. It's been running for probably 5 minutes, so I'm gonna get everything hooked up and then we'll see how the timing is. It seems like it's pretty close though. Seems like it's running pretty good at whatever it's set, but we're just gonna see where it's at. Getting ready to take this thing out for its first spin. Got the new engine in. Got it timed. Did a compression test. Everything's good to go. We've got a couple exhaust leaks, so we've got all the windows open because the cabin gets kind of filled with smoke and stuff. So we got no brakes, just an e-brake. So just gonna take it for a spin around the block, see how it does, and then we'll be back to work doing the brakes. Well, this car was running pretty good yesterday, and now it's not running, and we've got some pretty major issues. So today I tried to start it, and it wouldn't start, and so I checked for fuel. We had fuel, we had good spark, and so I went ahead and checked the compression again, and we had zeros going across. So super strange. I pulled the valve cover, and these three springs are stuck down, so we've got some stuck valves, because you can see these three springs are compressed. This one's fine. I didn't even check this cylinder, but I think it will probably have compression. But so what I'm gonna have to do is pull the head on this. I'm not quite sure if it's worth taking to the machine shop and getting new valves put in and getting it all resurfaced. I do have a couple extra heads, so I might go pull a head off another engine I have and see the condition of it, and if it's pretty good, I might just clean it up and then slap it on here and just hit the road. I don't quite see the value in putting a new top end on it and then the bottom end, you know, probably needs new pistons and rings. So I'm gonna start by just going up there, pulling another head off, seeing the condition of it. If it's pretty good, then I might just do the swap.